My name is Hannah Thorne, I'm from Falmouth and I'm a drag king. My friend first got me into drag and he was like, you need to watch RuPaul because I think you'll like it. And so obviously, like everyone who's into drag, I started watching RuPaul and then got sucked in. And I don't know how I first got into doing it, like how I first started to know about drag kings. I think that's just kind of like, you just learn about it when you're kind of watching all this kind of stuff. But yeah, my friend got me into it. He's a bad influence on me. A drag king, well, it's mostly explained as a woman who dresses up as a man for entertainment or comedy. But I don't do entertainment or comedy, I just do it for fun. I feel like a superhero, it's amazing.
That's pretty cool, actually.
My drag persona is Garibaldi. He is a sort of 80s Blitz kid, club kid, not quite female, not quite male. David Bowie, probably Boy George. We'll put some Boy George in there. Any kind of sort of weird androgynous kind of thing, shove it all together. That's pretty much Garibaldi.
So would you say you're not a stereotypical drag king, or is it even possible to be a stereotypical drag king?
I think there is a stereotypical drag king. It's kind of, if it's from what I've seen, I haven't been to any drag shows really, so I mean, what do I know? But from what I've seen, it's kind of either dapper kind of guy, wearing kind of suits, and the kind of sort of very thin moustache, or it'll be leather jacket, kind of rugged looking guy, which are both, you know, like, they're great. But I think that's kind of, I think people kind of expect you to fall into either category of kind of rugged or dapper. And I think because I do a lot of makeup, it's like not quite right, because because I think in the 80s with the Blitz kid thing, it was all androgynous anyway. So I'm a girl dressing up as a guy, dressing up as an androgynous person. So it's kind of like a weird, doesn't really fit into any kind of gender thing.
When you were first getting into drag, was the people that surrounded you, so your family and your friends, were they all like really encouraging of you to just be who you want to be?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, half my friends were the ones that got me into drag in the first place. And I think my other family, and like my friends and my family who didn't really know what drag was, I think at first they didn't quite get it, but the more I've done it, the more they're just like, yeah, it's just a thing. It's just a thing that she does. It was never like, I never had to kind of hide it or not be out about it, because I knew that they'd all be fine with it, you know.
Has Hannah always been a little bit different?
Yes.
Is that it?
And I think I've encouraged that though. Do you think?
I mean, yeah.
A bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dressing up thing was absolutely your fault. That was your fault completely.
That's not a bad legacy to give though, is it?
No.
I don't think.
No.
Do you ever kind of worry when she is in drag that people might not perceive her in the same way that other people do?
A little, because not everybody is as accepting of things like that, and people can be nasty, can't they? But I'm fairly certain that she's got like a good circle of friends around here who would support her and look after her. And
What if I did get punched?
that's a lesson you learn, I suppose, isn't it?
Do you think now it's kind of like at uni and she's in Falmouth, do you think now's the best time to kind of go out and do the stuff she's doing in drag and truly be herself?
Any time is the right time to do that, I think. You should always just be able to be yourself. I think people who feel they can't go out and dress the way that they want to do, or a lot of people say to me about the dancing, don't they? Oh, I couldn't go out there and do that. I couldn't go out and dress up as something.
I get that as well.
You know, I couldn't put a costume on. And
I get people all the time saying to me, like, they're like, oh, you look really,
and I
you
feel
look really
sad
good.
that people don't have that confidence.
There is like, oh, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, well, you can. And they're like, oh, I wouldn't get away with it. And I'm like, how? What about me makes you think that I could?
I wonder. They worried about people's reaction to it.
I don't know. I think they're worried. I don't know. I think sometimes people are worried that it wouldn't suit them, but then what is it about me that
I think
would
it's
kind of
a
suit
lot
that?
of it is just having confidence doing it makes it suit you. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you can wear anything.
Yeah.
Like the
As long
amount
as you're
of
confident wearing it
amount
looks
of
fantastic on
ugly
you, doesn't it?
clothes that I wear, but when I'm with enough confidence, and then people are like, oh yeah, they're not so ugly now.
So how different do you feel, or do you feel different at all when you are Garibaldi rather than Hannah?
I don't feel that different. I feel kind of like myself, but a bit more confident. But usually, I can't tell if that's because I'm in drag or because I've been drinking, because I'm very rarely in drag when I'm not drunk.
Nipple.
So I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of myself, but a bit more, and it's kind of, for me, it's not so much of having this completely separate character. It's more that he's kind of myself, but being able to explore gender a bit more and be able to kind of look kind of how I wish I looked all the time. And I guess there's nothing stopping me from being in drag all the time, especially in Falmouth, because no one cares. Everyone just be looking at me and be like, that's pretty normal. But I don't know. I think it's just a good load of fun. It's just great fun. The exhibition was for the second year fine art show, and I don't know what I did. It was kind of like a weird mashup thing. There's some spoken word and some music that you couldn't hear because I didn't do it very well and didn't have any speakers, and some weird kind of character stuff. I forget what it looked like. There's people looking at me and I don't know why.
Do you just want to get it over with now?
I don't want to do it at all. It would be good. Yeah, I'm making such a big meal out of it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I need to calm down. I had never done any performance before. Like the most performance I've done was like some kind of presentation at school or something. Like I've never done anything. I just really wanted people to like it, and I was really nervous that people would kind of look at it and be like, what is going on here?
Did you expect this many people to be here?
Kind of. I think it's about as many people as there were last year. But yeah, I did kind of expect this many people. I hope they just don't crowd. I don't want them to. I want like a small group of people, but I don't want everyone to be watching me. That's gonna be like, especially if it goes completely quiet. I can't handle that. I've got tonsillitis, I've got tonsillitis. I called this place black bile melancholia without realising it was soon to become my own reality. I've got tonsillitis. I have been dwelling these depths alone for 69 years, searching for someone I can call my soulmate. My soul is human, yet this mortal shell I inhabit is crustacean. I may say that I live and breathe after the only thing I breathe is water. I don't belong here, and yet I can't escape. And the most tragic part is that I can see the exit. I can see it, yet I can't reach it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
How do you think of it?
I think if this was louder, it would have been good. Because I think the bit where I was eating the Bakewell tart, I didn't want to say anything because I wanted the music to be the main bit, and then you couldn't even fucking hear it. So I had to change all the mixes halfway through. So now that the track's fucked up, but it's fine. It's fine. I think it went well. People liked it, and people were smiling, and laughter is good. Laughter's what I wanted. I kind of didn't remember. I don't really remember a lot of it because I was just like I got myself worked up so much before it, so I didn't really remember that much of it, especially because I wasn't looking at anyone. I was just looking down, trying to like ignore everyone. But I think it went well. I've had some people kind of. Some guy at a party recognised me and he was like, "Oh, you're that performance artist," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm being recognised by people I don't know. But I think I'm quite happy with it. I kind of think I had some issues with the sound, but I thought that was quite interesting because it meant people had to come really close to me. I thought that was quite nice. It made people think some things and feel some things, so I think that meant I did okay.
What are the chances of you perhaps performing again? Is it something that you plan to do as perhaps a career in the future, or is it just something that you do recreationally?
I think both art performances and drag performances definitely want to do. I haven't done a drag performance yet, but I'm like very much planning to do that. I don't know where. Maybe I'll go to London, maybe I'll do something, I don't know. But art performances, I feel like that's something kind of constant that I do. I make a lot of like videos, and so I think the art performance is kind of something that is part of my practice. That's something I'm always going to do. Drag was not something I was planning on doing, but now I'm getting quite a bit more attention because of it. I'm like, well, this is a thing I could do. I don't know if I'd be able to make a living out of it, but if I could, I would definitely do that.
How proud does that make you feel that Hannah does kind of go out and be herself?
Oh, I am proud of her, definitely.
That's really cute.
I think some of the things that you do, I couldn't do.
What would you say to someone who is perhaps in your position, like perhaps 10 years ago, where they don't fit into kind of male or female? What would you say to them now?
Fuck it. Just fuck it. I don't know, when you stop caring, everything becomes a lot more fun.